Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a clip of someone saying skinny people need to stop buying plus-size clothes. According to her, there aren't enough plus-size garments to go around, and you must be over a certain size to actually buy them. Please be sure to check out a video I released over the weekend on my second channel about someone who says they are disabled and cannot work because of their allergies. Here's a link. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache. She's going to be responding to this comment that reads, "Genuinely curious as a small person, should I not be buying oversized clothing? Not to be that person, but I lost a fair amount of weight and found that I couldn't shop at my Old Navy for the pants I used to buy easily."
I'm going to assume that this comment is a joke, and the reason that I
Me too.
am assuming that it's a joke
They must not know you.
is the part that you can't see is that they're saying that they are smaller now and they can't find their size at Old Navy because people must be buying it for their dogs or something.
Really?
But here are my general thoughts on buying clothing that is not typically your size. If you are sizing up one size to have a little extra room or because you have sensory issues, that isn't really the issue for me because
For me. But it is an issue if people want to size up beyond one size. Okay, so that's the limit.
if you're going from like a 1X to a 2X, you're still shopping in the plus size section. That to me doesn't really create a problem. You know what I mean?
What if I'm a large, but I want to buy a 1X? Now I'm going from straight size to plus size, technically, so would that be an issue?
The problem is that we see thin people who are a size, small, medium, intentionally going out and buying the largest size that they can, which typically I have seen on this app, a 9XL.
What? Who the heck that's a medium, small, large, whatever, is buying a 9X? Okay, according to a quick Google search, if you were a 9X, you would have anywhere between a 76 and 84-inch waist. Okay. I was trying to find like the size equivalent of a 9X, like is that a 30? Is that a 40?
Which is not produced by very many places because they want something that feels astronomically oversized to them.
Why? Why would somebody want to wear a 9X when they are a medium? Those type of pants wouldn't fit on my body. They would fold up way, way, way too much. I'm a dude that used to wear very baggy pants because I grew up in the 90s. I would only ever go a couple sizes larger than I am for my baggy style. If I had tried to wear a 9X, that would have literally been impossible. This reminds me of an old Mad TV skit where this dude goes to get baggy pants and they're not baggy enough. He's like, "Man, those aren't baggy." And then eventually the dude comes out and gives him a pair of pants that cover his entire body. That's like what a 9X would do to me or somebody else that's not actually a 9X. This is the first time I'm hearing of a 9X, honestly.
When in reality, they could just buy a nightshirt, an extra large.
Right, which is why nobody's buying a 9X.
And get the same feeling. They just want it to be comically large.
I don't think anybody's doing that because, like I said, it's so large that it's impractical. I could not wear a 9X anything, dude.
But on the topic of people going to the store and not being able to find smaller sizes in your size, there is a difference between going to a store and your size being sold out. Therefore, you can literally just go to the next store over and be able to find your size. That is a completely different issue from being plus size, where we are relegated to like 2 or 3 stores, period.
Right, but if more people were buying plus size clothes, like in this little scenario, then wouldn't companies make more plus size clothes because supply and demand?
And once you're over a 3X, good luck. You're probably not finding your size in store anywhere.
Right, but if more people were buying the 3X, then they would carry more of them in the store. You get that, right? I don't care who buys what at the store. If I were a size large and you were somebody who does not fit into a size large, but you went and bought a bunch of larges, oh, I don't care. I literally do not care. Buy the whole store for all I care. I'll go to a different store. I literally don't care. It's really bizarre to try to police who can buy what at the store. You don't need that. You don't need that. You don't need that. Imagine if people tried to police other people's shopping carts when it came to food. We wouldn't care for that, right?
That is the actual issue. Again, because of the reference to buying clothing for dogs, I don't think this was
Right. We didn't see that part, though. I don't know why you didn't share that part.
a serious comment, but I'm answering it in a serious manner anyway.
Okay, so if you want to size up like one size, she says that's fine. Anything beyond that is not fine, especially if you're typically a straight size and you want to size up into plus sizes. So if you're a large and you want to size up to a 1X, If you're a 1X and you want to size up to a 2X, okay. If you're a 1X and you want to size up to a 4X, no. Get out! I don't understand the part where she said people want to size up to comically large clothes. No, they don't. This isn't the 90s anymore. Trust me, I've noticed. Pretty sure nobody is sizing up like 7 or 8 sizes larger than they are. If I'm a 1X, why would I buy a 9X? I wouldn't. Just so it's comically large so I can sit around the house having some chuckles or what, like what? So I can look like I've lost complete touch with reality. I'm just laying around the house in my 9X garment laughing like, this is so comically big. Sorry. I'm just rocking back and forth in my 9X garment. Now no plus size people can have this. That's what I'm doing. Next. Now she's going to be responding to this comment that reads, "Capitalism doesn't care if you are dead or alive. It truly only cares about money. If enough people buy the clothes, companies will make them." That's what I said.
This is a PSA for my fellow plus-size people. Because Kate Daniels believes that thin people buying a 9X shirt to wear as a sleep shirt will increase supply and demand.
Why the heck do you think that, Kate Daniels?
That's what needs to happen in order for us to get our basic human needs met. She doesn't think that brands just hate fat people and that's why they don't want to make clothing for us.
Yeah, she sounds pretty rational, honestly. I agree with Kate Daniels. I don't think brands hate fat people. I think brands want to make money, and if something is profitable, they will do it.
She doesn't believe that Griselle, the owner of Reb Dolls, was actually told by investors that they don't want their money associated with fat people because being fat is temporary and they don't want their clothes on fat bodies.
Okay, did they actually say that?
Other CEOs have also been quoted as saying the same.
I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. And if they are, they're playing some weird game. I've heard some people complain recently that certain brands have stopped selling plus-sized clothes, or they're not selling them in stores anymore, or whatever. If that's actually the case, I'm very confused by that.
You know, $1 billion industry. I forget the number that I threw out at some point. And quite frankly, I'm too lazy to go look for it, and you're not going to believe me anyway.
Well, I mean, it's not really blowing my mind, bringing up the dollar amounts that various industries make. I don't know why we're always doing that. Like, I don't know why.
The average American woman is a size
American woman! Sorry.
16 to 18.
Okay.
Do you think that us existing in the majority is simply not enough for there to not be clothing for us? The critical thinking is not there. You think that we need thin people's help. Okay,
well, I don't think that they were saying that you need the help of thin people. I think that they were saying even if a smaller person buys a plus-size garment, that increases demand for such garments, and therefore companies will increase the supply, because supply and demand, right? I don't know why we even care what somebody else is buying. I go to the store and I see somebody buying a garment that looks a little too small for them, and I'm like, that's not for you. Like, it sounds like you need to keep your eyes on your own shopping cart when you're at the store. Like, stop worrying about what Beth is buying over there. You see somebody buying clothes that are smaller or larger than their body, and you start giving them a hard time, and then you realize that they're buying the clothes for somebody else. It's for their kid, their mom, their sister, their aunt. Like, how silly. If we actually cared about there being more plus-size garments readily available, then we wouldn't care who's buying them. We would just be happy that it's increasing the demand and therefore the supply. Next. Now she's going to be responding to this comment that reads, "You are always talking about less clothes options, etc. for heavier people. Have you ever tried to lose weight so you have a better lifestyle? And I say this as once being 300 pounds. People saying loose weight instead of lose weight is one of my pet peeves.
So to respond to this comment, I'm going to give you some information and then proceed to ask you a series of questions so that you can come to your own conclusion about what you said.
I'm about to ask you a series of questions. Once I begin, there is no turning back. Okay. All right. It sounds like things are about to get very intense. Let's go.
Use some critical thinking skills.
I'll try. I'm a total dumbass, though, so.
I have been plus size my entire life.
Ooh, get dumped on, son! Oh, is there more?
So I'm talking like I was born a 9.5 pound baby. I was bigger than other kids.
Are we really saying that we were plus sized since birth because we were a 9.5 pound baby? I was a plus size baby.
From what I can remember, all the way back to like preschool and kindergarten.
Are your parents also plus sized?
When I was in ballet, my mom used to have to order me extra fabric to get my costumes custom made for me because they would only have them available in child sizes and I did not fit into youth sizes. I distinctly remember owning a pair of jeans in like 4th grade and they were like a size 18-20. How old are you in 4th grade? Like 10?
Okay, so why?
11?
So you were a size 18 at age 11. Okay, I have to know what size your parents are. If they are not also these sizes, then your parents are on some really crazy stuff, man. If your whole family was the same, then it makes sense. But if not, then what the heck?
I have a condition called lipedema, which is a chronic illness. It is a connective tissue disorder. Some doctors think it's an autoimmune disorder, but it causes any sort of hormonal change in your body. So puberty, pregnancy, menopause, those things to increase the symptoms. And the effects are basically that your body produces diseased fat that cannot be lost with diet and exercise. It has to be surgically removed because the fat is fibrotic.
And you had this ever since you were a baby, because you said you were a plus-sized baby, and then you've always been plus-sized. It's really crazy to say that lipedema is causing all of our weight gain. A lot of people are saying that lately. I've actually seen people with lipedema lose weight. Some of them have cuffs of fat remaining, and then they have to do various things to try to work on that. But they initially lose other weight first, and then they try to work on that. If we don't lose weight and then see remaining pockets of fat behind, how do we even know if we have lipedema?
You can look this up. It is real. So now, I'm going to ask you, as a person who has been plus size my entire life, do you think that I have gone through 39 and a half years of my life without any attempt to lose weight?
What is the point of that statement? So since you've tried and been less than successful in the past, it's impossible, I guess. Even though countless other people have accomplished this thing, since we have tried and failed in the past, it must be impossible. I always love that as an argument, though. It's not the great point that you think it is. It just proves that you don't know anything about this particular topic. Dude, I've been trying to learn Spanish for years and I've been unsuccessful, you moron. Therefore, learning Spanish is impossible, idiot. I know that there are countless other people that speak Spanish. Let's not bring them up.
I just want you to think about that. In the society that we live in, growing up...
Get a load of this society. Am I right?
Especially in the 90s and 2000s, when being thin was seen as, the only thing to be. Do you think that's possible? This is also information that you can literally look up in my past videos, because I have talked about things that I have done. So now I want to define a better lifestyle. What is my lifestyle?
Well, I don't want to make a whole lot of assumptions, but if someone were living in a larger body, there would definitely be a dietary and exercise component to that to consider. You like how I worded that all nicely?
Oh wait, you don't know me, so you don't know what it is.
I'm not talking about you in particular, but anybody that is morbidly obese is definitely eating in a certain kind of way that leads to their size.
Yesterday, I walked around for hours in the city of Harrisburg with my child for a multicultural festival.
When I was 60 pounds overweight, I was dying walking short distances because my thighs were literally rubbing together.
The day before, I walked around at Knoebels, also with my child and one of my friends, for like 8 hours.
Okay, well, I don't know about you, but other people are definitely held back from doing physical activity by their size. That's one of the main reasons that a lot of people lose weight, to regain mobility.
The thing about people with lipedema is they are often metabolically healthy. So then what are we talking about with a better lifestyle?
All of the people that I've seen that have lipedema try to lose weight, and then there are certain parts of their body where it's very difficult to lose weight, and then they realize, hey, I have lipedema. I lost all this other weight, and then there's this cuff on my arm. Boom, that's lipedema.
Just because you had a different experience does not mean that your experience is my experience. So maybe we can keep these thoughts as inside thoughts and not assume that our experience is everyone else's experience and think that we know better than the person themselves.
I don't think that people should be telling you to lose weight, but it's definitely not a good retort to say, don't you think I've tried that? Because lots of people have tried and succeeded. Just like with learning anything else, that is not a good retort. And if other people have successfully done a thing, maybe we should be listening to them. And I'm not saying they should leave you a comment telling you to lose weight or any of that. I think everybody should mind their own business. So personally, I disagree with all of the aforementioned, but what do you think? Should you not be able to buy plus-size garments unless you're plus-sized? Leave a comment below. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.